I present the Ark of the Covenant. Or not. Maybe. Anyway, it's a legit Cabinetmakers Tool Chest. Probably late 1800s, early 1900s. Been looking for one of these for ages. So let's pop her open. Inside, the Ark of the Covenant. Ooh. It's orange. Some person of, I will not use expletives to describe, painted it orange, which sucks. Look at this. These are mahogany tills. I kid you not. I am almost certain that those are mahogany. This is full fat, unleaded 1-inch thick stock. The entire case is made of 1 inch thick. The skirt is made of, looks like 7/8. Yeah, there's no attempt at weight saving was made here. And the dovetails, the dovetails, they are both massive and expertly cut. They're essentially flawless. There's no gaps anywhere. They're very consistent. And like the other one, it had like 10 small ones to make up like this height. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. And the lid is frame and panel. So there's basically a frame and then a panel in the middle. This is basically like how cabinet doors are made. So like cabinet making, you know. And this is the proper way to do it. You don't have that splitting issues. And this one actually still has its mortise lock. I don't have the key for it, unfortunately, but it's still actually there. A lot of the chests and stuff that I see like broadly in the Western Washington sort of region, they kind of seem to center around like Port Townsend or Anacortes or Sequim or Seattle, like old shipbuilding towns. So I think a lot of them are more of like shipwright stuff, which is very cool. Anyway, you can see full frame and panel construction. It has this very nice decorative molding on the inner panel, and oftentimes there would be sometimes the owner would have their name here as well, or in the really fancy like English ones, this would all be like inlaid with like ebony and boxwood and just crazy inlaid designs. But that stuff, you're not going to find that out in the wild. Like I said, this was $50 off Facebook, so you ain't getting that. The weirdest thing of all, these tills, of which there are many more of them, these sliding tills or compartments, I am almost certain that these are mahogany. If you look at the grain on it, that is pretty characteristic. Here's a piece of mahogany. It's got those distinctive lines in it. I think it's been stained or varnished or whatever, which is like super old now, so it's darkened quite a bit. And they're nailed and rabbited together. So it has nailed together mahogany tills, which is very interesting. So with those tills out, I can climb into the cavernous orange void myself. And man, is it massive in here. I'm not a small guy. I'm 6'1", and you could pretty clearly see that if you close the lid, I could be fully contained in here. So inside, there isn't much going on, except it has these stepped rails for the tills. So each one is slightly longer as you go up. So that means that the bottom till can actually get out. So you can pull all of them out, as I have just done. My other one, you could not do that. So this is a really important feature. And it also increases the thickness of the side wall as you go down, right about to the height of where the chest handles are attached. So it gives them way more meat for the screws to bite into, so that when you attempt to pick this thing up, because when it's fully loaded, this thing's got to be a couple 100 pounds, and it's nice when you pick it up and the handles don't immediately just rip out of the wood. But yeah, otherwise in here, down at the bottom, I've got next to me a little rail going across all the way, which I haven't seen in any pictures of other ones, but my only theory is that this is just to keep your jointer plane from sliding around. My jointer plane fits in there quite well, and that's all that really could come to mind to me. But basically, like at its core, this is just a box, and all the things that actually make it hold stuff are basically the tills and all the mounting stuff, which was very common. Like I wish this had the saws went up here, but that removable sawtill is pretty cool too. So I think it's time we start putting some tools in this thing. So here's how I have it outfitted, at least initially. It'll obviously evolve as I use it more. But I kind of put chisels on top, some layout stuff that I grab a lot that fits in this narrow divider, and then this is the saw till you don't get to choose what goes there. I do need to make the blocks that keep them separated from each other. But yeah, so files, stuff like that, and then the next one, I just went for more layout marking stuff that didn't fit well on the top, and then stuff I grab a lot, like your hammers and your little block plane, which is good to have access to. And then the last one down here, which it's going to be hard to see just because these suckers like to come out. So I just took the sawtill out and I slid this one back. So I have all my drilling stuff, my auger bit set, my Yankee drill, my batwing bit, stuff like that. Got the brace, the small brace here. Got my 18-inch Starrett because it doesn't fit above. And then down below is pretty much just hand plane land. I got my daily user jack plane, these two which need to be restored, my daily user number 4, 10.5, it's number 3, and then joinery plane, so number 45, combination plane, and then number 78, rabbet plane, and then I've got, if you can see down there, I've got the, I think it's a 14-inch swing, or however you do that, 7-inch to 14-inch swing, bit brace, and then egg beater. I'm actually not really a fan of the egg beater. For small holes, I actually prefer the Yankee drill. That's kind of a personal preference. And then in the back corner underneath is my jointer plane in that little channel that you saw earlier. But it's kind of weird how sparse it looks now. Just it's completely filled up my old chest, but now it seems like it's almost empty in a way. So obviously that means it's need more tools. That's the answer, isn't it? But I don't intend on getting a lot more. Like, I've been reading the Anarchist Tool Chests by Chris Schwarz, which has been a really great read. It's kind of he says a lot of things in there that I already believe, but I hadn't really had a way to articulate it to people. So it's kind of a cool book in that way. But yeah, I don't need to fill this thing up. I'm going to get rid of some stuff, like those 2 extra number 5s. I don't really need 3, obviously. So, and then leaves room for stuff like I don't have yet. Like, I don't have a nice mallet in here. I don't have a router plane, stuff like that. That's useful to get still. And put my sharpening stuff in here. Saw vise, you can even fit like the shooting board and stuff in here, which is really cool. So yeah,